Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRIENDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news in what could be one of the most significant moves of the NFL offseason this year. There's buzz that the Cincinnati Bengals might be open to trading star wide receiver T. Higgins, and the Detroit Lions are reportedly one of the top contenders to land him. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is the kind of move that could shake up the entire NFC North and give Detroit an even bigger edge heading into 2024 and beyond. Let's break down what this potential trade means, why it makes so much sense for Detroit, and how Higgins could be the piece that propels the Lions into Super Bowl contention. First off, the Bengals are sitting at a disappointing 4-8 record this season, and their defense has been leaking points like a sieve, surrendering an average of 31.2 points per game. That kind of defensive struggle, coupled with a cap hit of around $14 million projected for Higgins in 2024, is making Cincinnati consider some major roster shakeups. Sources indicate that the Bengals might be willing to part ways with Higgins in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-rounder in 2027. Their focus right now seems to be on rebuilding, especially with their cap space, which is being prioritized for extensions for Joe Burrow and key defensive players. The Bengals are clearly betting on a full rebuild, especially after their struggles this year, and moving Higgins makes strategic sense. They're looking to free up cap space and stockpile draft assets to go after a more complete rebuild effort. Now, why would the Lions be interested? Well, Detroit is sitting at 8-4, comfortably contending for the NFC North crown, but they've identified the need for a true, athletic WR1 to complement Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's already an elite receiver with a PFF grade of 89. Higgins, who was drafted in 2020, has accumulated over 500 yards and 35 touchdowns in his young career, averaging nearly 15 yards per reception. His playstyle is exactly what the Lions need: athletic, explosive, and capable of creating mismatches. His vertical jump of 37 inches speaks to his athleticism, and he's shown consistency this season with 11 games played, 40 catches for 575 yards and 7 touchdowns, with minimal drops. Higgins' ability to win contested catches at a 58% rate and his yards after catch averaging 4-5 yards per reception make him a perfect target for Jared Goff, especially in a system that emphasizes quick, accurate throws and exploiting mismatches. If Detroit were to pull off this trade, it would give their offense a significant jolt. Higgins could be projected to add around 100 yards and 6 or more touchdowns in the Lions' offense, boosting their already potent attack. With Goff's completion rate at 69.1%, adding a receiver like Higgins would elevate their EPA per pass, probably around an 18% increase, making Detroit's aerial attack even more dangerous. The chemistry between Goff and Higgins could be instant, given Higgins' proven ability to produce big plays, like his 112 yards and 2 touchdowns in Week 4 this season, and his history of elevating his team's offensive output. And let's not forget the strategic fit. Higgins' size and athleticism could help Detroit create those mismatches they crave against tougher defenses. On the field, this would mean more deep shots, more contested catches, and more opportunities for Goff to turn short plays into big gains. Defensively, opponents would have to account for Higgins' presence, which could open up lanes for players like Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery on the ground. Plus, with this move, Detroit could solidify its spot as having one of the most dynamic offenses in the league, especially in close games where late-game heroics are often the difference. The impact on the Lions: overall chances of making a deep playoff run and possibly winning a Super Bowl could be substantial. Their odds to win the NFC, which currently sit around plus 800, could drop to around plus 400 with Higgins added to the mix. His presence would act as an X-factor during the playoffs, elevating their win probability by roughly 13% over their current odds. NFL analytics show that adding a top-tier WR like Higgins can increase wins by about 1-7 games, especially in high-pressure situations like the playoffs. where red zone efficiency and contested catches become critical. Higgins' ability to win in tight coverage and his vertical leap of 37 inches, could be the difference maker in clutch moments, helping Detroit punch through tough defenses and secure more victories late in games. From a cap perspective, the Lions could manage Higgins' contract through restructures to fit him under their salary cap. With around $22 million in cap space, they could maneuver to make room for Higgins while also keeping their core players intact. The potential pairing of Higgins with St. Brown and the addition of Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield would form arguably one of the most explosive trios in the league, something that could elevate Detroit's chances of winning not just division titles, but also going all the way to the Super Bowl. The Bengals, on the other hand, seem to be making a calculated move. They're not just selling Higgins for cap relief, but also to rebuild around their young quarterback Joe Burrow, who has been performing at a high level with a PFF grade of 86. In 2025, Cincinnati's decision to move on from Higgins is a sign of their focus on youth, cap flexibility, and draft capital, particularly as they face stiff competition in the AFC North, a division that's only getting tougher with teams like the Ravens and Steelers improving their rosters. This trade, if it happens, would be a game changer for the Lions. It's not just about adding a talented receiver. It's about elevating the entire offense, creating mismatches, and making Detroit a more complete, more dangerous team come playoff time. Higgins' proven production, athleticism, and ability to perform in big moments make him an ideal fit for the Lions' offensive philosophy. It would also send a message across the league that Detroit is serious about winning now, not just building for the future. So fans, imagine this. Jared Goff, armed with a weapon like Higgins, slicing defenses apart in the playoffs, stretching the field, and turning into a true Super Bowl contender. The NFC landscape could look very different after this move, and Detroit fans should be excited about the possibilities. The Lions are already on the rise, but with a move like this, they could take that next step into the elite tier of NFL powerhouses. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, fans should keep their eyes on any official reports or rumors that confirm this trade, because if it goes down, the impact on the Lions' offense and their Super Bowl chances could be enormous. It's a move that could redefine their season, giving them a true #1 receiver who can take over games and help them finally get over the hump. With Higgins in Detroit, the sky's the limit, and the excitement around Ford Field is about to hit a new level. This is the kind of bold move that can turn a good team into a legendary one, and Lions fans, you should be feeling the buzz right now. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news.